Do so-called right-wing extremists and white supremacists pose more of a threat than radical Islamists? It's time for a Jason Rantz fact check. In the aftermath of the New Orleans terrorist attacks, left-wing talking heads and politicians do what they always do. They rush to defend Islam rather than focus on condemning the terrorist acts. And the same talking point keeps coming up.
Has done a breakdown in terrorist attacks since 9/11. It goes through 2023. We have to add the 2024 numbers once they're available. But you have 134 killed by far right wingers, 107 killed by jihadists, 17 killed by misogynists or incels, 13 killed by black separatists or nationalists, and 1 killed by a...
Oh, well, if that's what the New American Foundation says, it must be true. Let's actually take a closer look at the numbers. I went over the so-called terrorist attacks by right-wing white supremacists. They're counting way more than domestic terrorist attacks. For example, they claim a 2008 incident in Woodbourne, Oregon as right-wing terror. Except it was a case of 2 people convicted for trying to rob a bank so they could support their struggling business. But because the 2 held, quote-unquote, anti-government views according to the New American Foundation, they're counting this the same way they do Islamic terrorists who fly planes into the World Trade Center. This isn't the only example either. They count someone who killed cops because they previously arrested him for a domestic violence call. But again, he might have held anti-government views, so they're counting this as right-wing extremism. When you've got misleading data like this, it's driven by a political agenda. So is it true that white supremacists, right-wingers are more of a threat than foreign terrorists from groups founded on an agenda of destroying the West? Not even close. Consider the claim fact-checked. It's false. We'll see you next week.